Hey, g'day guys, my name's Stephen Hamilton. I'm the founder and managing director of Honeyweb Online Marketing Solutions and author of the ebooks, The 11 Secrets to Winning New Customers on Facebook and How to Turn Your Facebook Business Page into a Lead Generation Monster. Now your ebook is on its way to your inbox as we speak, and thank you for doing that because it's also unlocked this free video training. So let's get straight into it. I want to show you exactly how to structure your Facebook page so you can start generating more business. Now first of all, just let me move this out the way so you can see my screen. Okay, bingo. Now my online marketing journey started back in 1998. So I used to actually play AFL football. I was getting injured all the time, so I thought I'd better find something else to do with my life. And it was back in 98 when I found a little thing called the internet. Now the thing I love about online marketing, and still do today, is the fact that it's evidence-based. So everything I'm about to show you and teach you today is not based on my or anyone else's opinion. It's actually based on research. Now my focus is always on performance. So if I'm going to spend any time, effort, and especially money on marketing, I need to know I'm getting the best return on investment possible, and I'm going to take a punt that you think the same way. Now the thing that I do differently to most is I use a thing called the science and psychology of conversion-centered design. So essentially what that means is there's a lot of psychology behind whether you or I get that lead, get that online sale, get that booking. So I understand how to make that happen, and I'm going to show you some secrets on how to do that in a second. Now using my knowledge, I did increase one of my clients' website leads by 1,097% and another one's online sales by over 30%. So they're pretty impressive numbers, pretty big claims, but I'm going to back that up and show you exactly how I've done that right now. Okay, so this is a company in America called MEC Labs. It's actually a research firm, and this is their marketing experiments website. Now I love this stuff, so if I get a little bit excited, I apologise, but this stuff is awesome. Now as I scroll through here, now essentially what these guys do is they test and measure everything to do with marketing. So you can see some of the testing here, the marketer as a philosopher, 3 ways to achieve excellence in yourself and your marketing, how to create a model of your customer's mind, the 21 psychological elements that power effective website design, parts 1, 2 and 3. So as you can see, very in-depth research here. A couple that I love down the bottom, what's the best call to actions to use, and value propositions, which I'll go through in more detail in a second. But I think you get the idea here. There's thousands and thousands of hours worth of research. The good news is you don't have to learn that because I already have, and I'm going to give you the basics of it right now. Okay, so let's have a look at the title of this page. It says, Discover what really works in conversion marketing, A/B split testing and value proposition. So I quickly want to explain what these 3 things mean. When we talk conversion marketing, I'm going to use an example of a restaurant. So let's say you and I owned a restaurant. We had 100 people turn up to the restaurant. I'm going to argue they're probably hungry. They wouldn't be there otherwise. Now, if we gave them all a menu and we only got one order, I don't know about you, but I'd be horrified, and I'd be saying to you as a business partner, I think we better change our menu, and I would hope you would agree. So the same thing applies for your website and your Facebook page. If someone ends up on your website or your Facebook page, they are interested in your business. They would not be there otherwise. So it's the job of that Facebook page and your website to make sure that we convert as many of those people into leads, sales, customers, whatever it is the objective of your sites has. So conversion marketing is very important. Second one here is A/B split testing. Now I'm going to show you a website that we built for the Harndorf Soap Factory. Now these guys are based in Harndorf in the Adelaide Hills, and they sell soap if you hadn't already worked that out. Now I'll just scroll through here. Now this site is an e-commerce site. It's using conversion-centered design principles. We want to make sure that for every 100 people who visit this site, we generate as many sales as possible. Now one of the things we learnt through A/B split testing was the Shop Now button. Now as you can see here, we've highlighted this button in a green box. Now when we do A/B split testing, we can do 2 versions of this website. One version where it has the Shop Now button highlighted, the other version where it doesn't. It just looks like the Contact Us button. So we've got 2 websites, we put them up on the internet at the same time, we'll split the traffic 50-50, then after a certain amount of time we can work out which version of the website generated more sales. Now amazingly, across all industries that have been tested with this, on average the online sales go up 22-point-something%. So that's a pretty impressive number when you consider all that's changed is we've highlighted the Shop Now button. Now even button colours matter. So we can test red versus green versus pink versus purple, all the colours in the rainbow if we chose to. But one of the tests that was done is they simply changed the button from red to green and had a 30+% increase in people clicking that button simply because of the colour change. Now, even what's written in buttons is important. So we've got Discover More written in that button. Now, back in the day, we started off with Click Here. We changed it from Click Here to Learn More. The click-through rate went up 13+%. We then went from Learn More to Discover More, where it went up another 20+ again. Now, over 75% of people actually click directly on that little arrow, and if you remove the arrow from the button, the click-through rate drops by over 15%. So stupid little things like that, which you wouldn't think would make much difference, actually has a massive impact on whether you get that sale, lead, and that new customer or booking, etc. So A/B split testing, we basically, everything we do, we test, again, because we want to optimize the opportunities. Now, the last thing on that list here was value proposition. Now, this is probably the most important part of marketing. So if you've got a pen, I just want you to write this down quickly. I'm going to come back to it in a second, but I want you to write down hook, story, offer. Hook, story, offer. Now, before I come to that, value proposition. Now, basically, value proposition means someone's got a problem, you and I have the solution to their problem. Right, so let me use the restaurant again. Are you hungry? We sell food. Pretty simple when you think about it, but that's basically what a value proposition is. Now, when we talk value proposition sequencing, that's the sequencing we do this in. Now, the way I explain that is you and I would not walk up to a complete stranger and ask them to marry us. Well, I assume you wouldn't. I certainly wouldn't. So think about how we make that happen. First of all, you need to get that person's attention. Once you've got their attention, you introduce yourself. Once you've introduced yourself, you talk to that person. So once you talk to them, you create a bit of a rapport, a bit of a connection. So that's the beauty of social media, is we can use social media to create that connection before we ask them to marry us. So again, got to get their attention, introduce yourself, tell your story, connect, and then once you've made that connection, then you go for the call to action or the offer. So let's talk about that quickly. Hook, story, offer. So hook simply means getting the person's attention. Are you hungry? Obviously, the story is part of their introduction and telling them why you understand their problem and how you have the solution to solve it. And then offer's pretty obvious, call to action. So hook, story, offer. Now, I want you to use that for whether you're writing Facebook posts, Facebook ads, cover videos for your Facebook page, cover images, website banners, even the copy of website. Always think hook, story, offer. People do not care about whether you've won awards or you're the greatest at what you do. Not at that point. All they care about is they've got a problem. Do you or I have a solution to that problem? If not, get out the way. So it's pretty brutal, but that's basically how people think. So again, get their attention. Then introduce yourself, tell your story, do your offer. I see too many businesses still today just walking up to people and go, hey, buy this, do that, do this. Well, hey, calm down, mate. I don't even know who you are and I've never met you before. So again, the beauty of social media is we can get through those levels and then make sure our offers work a lot more effectively. So let's now talk about where do we go to get people's attention. So pretty obviously it's social media. Now, I'm not sure if you know this, but social media is today's media. We actually spend more time on here than we do watching commercial television today. Average age of a Facebook user is 44, and on average we look at our Facebook newsfeed 14 times a day. Now, I'm using Facebook, they're the biggest, but this goes for all the platforms. Now, have you heard of a thing called digital disruption? Okay, now let me quickly explain what I mean by that. All that means is technology coming along and changing or disrupting the way things are done. So, a couple of examples. Uber disrupted taxi cabs. Yellow Pages got disrupted by Google. Not sure how old you are, but you might remember Yellow Pages used to be 2 big fat juicy books, cost us a fortune to advertise in it. And then what happened? The internet got invented, Google got invented, the Yellow Pages is now the size of a postage stamp, and Google's one of the biggest companies on the planet. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is, as I said, this is today's media. All the advertisers have moved their money out of traditional media like television. I'm not sure if you know this, but Channel 10 in Adelaide went bankrupt, I think it was about 1.5 years ago now, and Channel 9 are currently merging with Fairfax Media. And the reason why that's happened or happening is because the advertisers have moved their money here. They're following the eyeballs. So if you want to get someone's attention in order to ask them to marry you, again, you've got to go where people are. Now, the other reason why this has taken over is from a targeting perspective. So if you put an ad on, let's again use the radio or the television, if you put an ad on the television about your restaurant, what percentage of the people who've seen that message actually live around your restaurant? So again, most people when they advertise on television, 99% of their money's wasted. Again, that's why the advertisers are moving in here, because online, as you may know, in social media, we can target people who are around your business. We can target people with interest in what you buy or sell. What you sell. So targeting is huge. We've never had this opportunity before in marketing. Now, the other reason is from a word of mouth perspective. Now, word of mouth will always be the number one form of marketing, still how I get most of my business, but even that's changed because of digital disruption. So in the old days, again, you might tell me about a fantastic restaurant that you've been to, you're a friend, I trust your opinion, and based on that, I would go try that restaurant. Now, that still happens, but today, more and more, most people, 90+% of people now do this, they'll actually go to the Facebook business page before deciding whether they're going to go into that or call that business. Over 90% of people are going through this process. So that's why your Facebook page is so important. Now, I'm going to do a review of a page I found before. This is Ray White. Now, Ray White is one of the biggest real estate. Now, I work with a lot of real estate agents. That's why I'm using this one, because Ray White are one of the biggest real estate agents in Australia, and this is their page. So I'm going to give them a quick audit so you can then evaluate how your page is set up, and I want you to make these changes. So first thing I notice on this page is the logo doesn't fit in properly. Now, again, let's go back to trying to get that person to marry us. I mean, just looks sloppy. It's like you turned up and you're wearing thongs and you're unshaven and you just look like a dero. So that person's probably not going to be interested in going on a date with you. So again, get your logo sitting in there nice and neatly. Again, this isn't my opinion, this is based on the research. Now, the second thing I noticed straight away is while this is a beautiful image and I love dogs, this has no value proposition. It has no hook story offer. What are you asking me to do here? Okay, so make sure that this image has your call to action, your hook story offer essentially. Now, I'm going to show you a page we did for a real estate agent called Steve Backman. He's from Harcourts Packham in Adelaide. Right, so as you can see, I might just refresh this just so I get it to go from the start. Right, so if you compare this to the other one, so again, thinking of selling your home, hook 1. Hook 2, wondering how much your home's worth. So we've got the person's attention now. Here comes the introduction, followed by the story, and then you probably guessed it, the offer. So in this case, a free appraisal. All right, so you can see how much more effective a Facebook page, business page, looks with a nice quality video running through here. So let me just flick back between Ray White. Again, beautiful photo, but logos, as I said, not in there. No hook story offer, and comparing it to that, I know which person I'd want to go on a date with. Alright, so very important you get that initial page right. As I said, if someone's on this page, they are interested in your business. We need to convert them, and this is how you make sure you get more conversions. So I'm going to go to my page now, and I'm going to flick between all three. Now, the next thing I noticed on Ray White, I'll just go back there, they don't have any reviews set up. Now, I'll ask you a question. If there's no reviews, why? What are they hiding? Right, so 90%, as I said, 90% of people are coming here because they're looking at reviews. Ray White can tell us how great they are, I can tell you how great I am, you can tell me how great you are. That's advertising. It's when someone else tells you or I how good other people are, it's got a lot more weight. So the fact they don't have any reviews displayed here is a concern. Again, think about that person thinking about going on a date. I'll go back to my page. Right, so this person, I've got their attention, they've come to my page, they're deciding, do I want to go on a date with Stephen? Right, so again, logo fits in nice and neatly. Now, I've got a pretty impressive video. It cost me a fair bit of money to get that made up, but I really want to impress this person. Now, again, I've got 4.9 out of 5 based on 35 people's opinion. So again, there are other people telling this person how good I am, which is going to help me in the long run. Now, structurally, the way I want you to set up your page is, if you look at the navigation over here, is home, services, reviews, posts, videos, photos, about, community. The rest doesn't really matter too much. The reason why it's in this sequence, I'm going to go through that right now. So let's go back a step. I've got the person's attention. They've come here to check me out. Do they want to go on a date with Stephen? Again, logo's in a good spot. Impressive video. I've got great reviews. Here's my story. This is where I tell people about myself. This is where you make your personal connection with this person. If this person's generally serious about doing business with you, they're going to go through this process. So that's where you tell your story. Now, as we scroll down, they're going to see how many followers you've got. So I've got, 1,200 and whatever it is, 34 followers. So we call this social proof. Again, let's go back to the psychology of a person wanting to go on a date. Now, if I've got no recommendations, then that person's going to be worried about that. If I've got no friends, they're going to think I'm a dork, as anyone would. And as shallow as this sounds, people want to be friends with popular people. So the more people you got following your page, the more credible you are, the more cool you look, they're going to be more likely to want to do business with you. Now, the other reason why you want followers is because we're hoping that some of their friends have liked your page previously. So let me go back to Ray White, because I did notice there. You can see here that 4 of my friends like Ray White. Excuse me. So they've got lots of followers, which is fantastic, which gives them credibility. And the fact that 4 of my friends like them, imagine that again in the getting a date world. If that person had 4 friends who could, that also know me, that person would be more likely to want to go on a date with me. So that's the 2 reasons why you want to make sure your likes, or you want to grow your likes, sorry. Now, regarding the sequencing here, services, recommendations. Now, the reason why we do that is as people go through this sequence, again, they can leave at any point, which means we've lost that opportunity if I use the menu of the restaurant earlier. So the reason why you have services here, if you remember the value proposition, someone's got a problem, we've got the solution. So I want to make sure that these people know that I understand their problem and I also have a solution to fix it. Then you show your reviews, because it's the reviews that reinforce the fact that not only do I know your problem or understand it, I have a solution for you, and you can be assured that I'm going to deliver on that, because here's a heap of people telling you how good I am. So that's the structural side of it. Now, the final piece of the puzzle to make this work, and this is where you get your leads from, excuse me again, is your very first post. Now, this is what I've called a pinned ad post. So essentially pinned, which means I've locked it in the spot. Every single post I do from now on goes underneath this one. Now, on average, people look at a Facebook business page 1.2 something % of the time. So we've got one chance to convert this visitor into whatever the objective of our page is. Phone call, message, book an appointment, whatever it is. So this needs to be an advert. Now, if I go back to Ray White, let's have a look at their first post. All right, their first post is property of the week. Right, so if you can imagine, I'm coming here because I'm interested in finding out whether these guys can sell my home. That's got nothing to do with that. So that's not relevant to me, which means I'm now, get out of the way, I haven't got time to bugger eyes around. Right, so while that's a fantastic post to put into people's news feeds, it's not the first post I want people to see. So again, if we go back to Steve, this is the advert I wrote for his page. Right, so again, thinking of selling your home, wondering how much your home's worth. Hello, my name's Steve. You can have a look at that later if you want to check out Steve online. But again, he's offering a free appraisal. Right, so getting your ad right, writing the copy for your ad, getting your value proposition, the hook story offer basically, getting that right is going to determine whether you start getting leads or not. Right, so that's essentially exactly how you need to set up your page. Now I'm going to show you some other examples of pages that I've done. So this is a company called One Solutions. They're a Telstra premium dealer. So again, you can see the video we've created here. Your telecommunications and IT in a mess. So there's the getting of the attention, or the hook. Here comes the introduction and the story. Introduction, sorry, and the story. Again, still part of the story. Again, you can have a look at these later if you want to check them out. So I'll move on. But as you can see, we can use video and images to create. But again, if I scroll down, and there's the ad. So with the advert, don't be concerned about writing what we call a long form ad. People who are generally interested will read the long form ads. If you're doing posts, that's generally when you do short form. So you just make it nice and short, sharp and shiny. Right, so essentially that's exactly how you need to structure your page. Now what I'm going to do next, I want to go through, a lot of people don't have the technical skills, the time, don't know how to write Facebook ads, don't know how to come up with value propositions, hook story offers, etc. So I'm going to offer you a fantastic deal right now. Okay, so are you ready to turn your Facebook business page into a lead generation monster? I've shown you why it's so important to do this. As I said, 90% of people are going to your Facebook page before taking the next step, either giving you a call or coming to see you. That's how important this is today. So let's talk about actually getting this done. A lot of my clients struggle with time, struggle with the technical ability to be able to do this themselves. So right now I'm going to give you a fantastic offer where I will do all of this for you. So first up, Facebook business page back-end audit. Facebook's actually a search engine as well. I'm not sure if you know that, but a lot of people are using it for search. If you haven't got the back end set up properly, you're not going to come up in those search results. So we'll make sure we've got that set up properly. Facebook business page front-end structure and layout and design. We've already been through that. I'll structure your page based on the research, exactly like I showed you with my page and the other examples. The Facebook video cover. Now normally we charge $550 to produce one of these. That's included in this deal, again based on the examples that I've shown you. Now the pinned ad post, that's that first pinned post that people are going to see. As I said, the importance of why that needs to be an advert. Now normally if you came to me outside of this and said, Stephen, I would like you to create a Facebook advertising campaign, I would normally charge $697. So again, that's included in this deal. I mentioned my other ebook, so I'll throw that in as well. Don't worry, there's no steak knives involved with this. I've got a Facebook group called Social Media for Local Business. It's a great place to go and ask questions, talk to other business owners, find out what's working for them. Also, I'll give you access to my email newsletter. It won't only be social media hints and tips in that, it'll be about all other online marketing as well. Now, as a limited offer, I'm also going to offer you a one-on-one 45-minute social media strategy session. That'll be with me personally. It'll be online, but during that we're going to have a look at the Facebook marketing fundamentals, so you know about those. I'm going to talk to you or explain to you how Facebook algorithms decide who and how many people see your posts, how to establish yourself as the expert in your field, the correct number of posts you need to be doing each month in order to stand out, the type of posts you need to publish each month, the best times to do them, how to write posts that generate sales, leads and customers. At the end of the day, that's what this is all about, and the secrets to writing and running a successful advertising campaigns. Now, this is the exact same strategy I personally use for my own business, and I generate around about 50k in new revenue each month from doing this. Very simple, and again, you can plug it into your business as well. Now, normally I charge $9.97 to do the 45-minute social media strategy session. So adding all those up, the total value comes to $2,467. So I'm going to give that to you today for only $997. So if you think that sounds like a pretty good deal, again, I'm going to upgrade your page, set it up properly, do your video, write your pinned ad post, and you and I will sit down for 45 minutes and we'll actually nut out exactly the strategy you should be using in order to generate consistent leads using social media. So again, just click on the I'm ready to buy button right now. Once you've placed your order, I will be giving you a phone call to arrange a time to do your social media strategy session. You'll also get an email with what we require to actually upgrade your Facebook page. So if you've got any questions, I'll give you my mobile number direct right now. It's 0417 871 661, or you can just send me a message via Messenger on through my Facebook page. Once you click on this page, it does explain everything you're going to get, just to reiterate and explain what the deal is. But yeah, click on that button, place your order, and I can't wait to do some business with you and help you turn your Facebook business page into a lead generation monster and your Facebook advertising campaign into a consistent lead generator. Thank you.